I just remember when I was a young kid how I was fascinated with cops. I always, wanted to be one. And of course, my dad always said to me, son, be careful. They're cruel and corrupt. You don't want to get yourself involved in this type of stuff. And of course, my dad always had a run-in with the law. But my father learned through my years of service working at the Broward Sheriff Office, stemming from detention, then later going out, working undercover and that sort of thing, that not every officer is bad. It was my life. I took pride in what I did. My job was to make a difference for the people out in society, but not use my badge and gun to infiltrate the law. And of course, I don't believe in things that's not right. If I'm wrong about a certain particular situation, I'm going to own up to my responsibility. I never forget it when I was like maybe 7, 8 years of age. My mom had a jar, and of course she said to me, I'm going to put these cookies in this jar, and do not go in this jar unless I give you the okay. And of course I went in the jar unaware of the fact that my mom had counted the cookies. So I ate a few cookies out of the jar. She came home and she says, who went in the jar? I said, Mom, I don't know who went in the jar. So she asked my brother and sister, who went in the jar? And of course they said the same thing. They didn't know. I knew I was a guilty party, but I was afraid that I would get a beating if I said that I did it. Well, she said, well, go get the extension cord. So of course I went and got the extension cord, and I came back and she says, I'm going to ask you again, who went in this cookie jar? And watching my brother, myself, and my sister cry, I told my mom, I said, I did it. And she said, why did you lie to me? I said, I thought you were going to beat me. She said, son, I'm still going to beat you. I'm not going to beat you because you ate the cookies, but I'm going to beat you because you lied to me. So again, it goes back to the question. The book talks about a lot of different things that happened to me that should have never happened. I've never been in trouble in my entire life. I never had any blemishes, and I just think it's unfortunate how me and my family were subjected to this type of punishment.
So overall, with your level of being incarcerated, and what obstacles have you had to overcome at this point?
Well, I had to overcome several obstacles, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, because I go back and I begin to ask God, Lord, why, and of course, God have already replied and said, why not you? So I can see now that God is using me to be a testimony and a testament to other people to inspire them. But it was very difficult for me. My family, I lost everything. I lost my home, my cars, my finances. I applied for food stamps, unemployment. I couldn't get it. It's just amazing. Mentally, I went to the hospital for anxiety and depression. I thought I was having a massive heart attack. My wife was rushed me to the emergency room, and the doctor basically came to me and said, well, Mr. Hicks, he said, listen, you're here because you're going through a stage of depression and anxiety, because of what you've experienced, And of course, that's when I just began to just pray, and that's where I got my sanity from, from me praying to God each and every day and having faith and believing in the Lord, and asking God to intervene in my situation.
At this level and experience that you've gone through, how do you feel about doing law enforcement now? And would you accept the position of running for sheriff?
Well, one thing I can say is that a lot of people mention to me that, I should run for sheriff. And of course, for me to run for sheriff, that means that a lot of people will be subjected to a lot of discipline, in reference to the things that they do that's out there that they shouldn't be doing. Second of all, I did run as a state representative here in Broward County, which controlled like eight different cities. Deerfield, Tamarack, North Lauderdale Lakes, Oakland Park. And I just decided, that I began to speak about a lot of different things that's circumventilating throughout our community. And of course, they found a way to really get me out of the race. So what I did is I actually supported the young lady, one of my constituents, and by me supporting her and getting the community to support her, you know, because I put it up on my Facebook page, you know, since I have been disqualified. They first told me I was qualified. I said, but since I have been disqualified, I'm going to support this young lady, and we're going to come together, and we will continue to make a difference in the community. But she is the state representative now of District 92. So it just goes to show you that every which way that I turn, you know, there's some type of turbulence. But I truly thank God for allowing me to get through these situations. And you know, law enforcement, as I said, it was my life. You know, if I had an opportunity to go back in law enforcement, I think I would go back and set the example and the tone for other individuals, to let them know that you can't get out there and you can't do things that's wrong, because number one, at some point it's going to count against you. And second of all, you know, I truly thank God for who I am, you know, because there's a lot of great officers that's out there that's putting their lives on the line each and every day to make a difference. But it's just like when they talk about active shooting, you know, if you see something, say something. Well, it should apply to law enforcement. If you see something, say something. Some of these men and women who see things that plays out in front of their eyes, they should be able to say something about it and bring it to the forefront. But a lot of these people are afraid to say anything because they know that there are going to be repercussions from the department. And that's why I sit here today, which I've never been afforded the opportunity to talk publicly about what transpired in my situation. But I thank God for this opportunity today.
Well, I'm glad to have you on the show, and we look forward to following your book and being able to educate others.
Well, I truly thank you for affording me an opportunity to be here, as well as God, as well as AD and Ty. You know, she has been doing an incredible job, as well as this brother here sitting to the left of me, AD, you know, and all the other people who have actually played a pivotal role in helping me trying to get my story out there, so someone could, you know, look at what's really going on, you know, behind these closed doors. And I just think it's unfortunate that I was a highly decorated officer, Gold Cross recipient, a Silver Cross recipient, 2-time Deputy of the Month. I never mistreated anyone, and it's just unfortunate, you know, that I felt like I need to bring forth the truth, and it literally almost cost me my life. But I thank God for preserving my life. And I also just want to thank you for allowing me an opportunity to speak about it today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.